This is Pastor John Creighton and elect Lady Vestina of Christ-like Fellowship of Tarpon Springs, Florida, bringing you another segment of enjoying the fruit of your marriage. Today we're on part 7, the faithfulness battle. But always,
Woo!
we just want to encourage you, give you some nuggets, enjoying the death do you part, as my wife say, loving, exciting, and victorious marriage.
Living life abundantly as a couple. And I just want to remind folks that, like you said, this is number 7, the 7th attribute of the fruit
Yes.
of the Spirit.
7 out of 9.
7 out of 9. We almost there. High five on it. Yes, sir. And make sure you go back and check out the first 6 right here in the YouTube channel. And make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. If you looked at the beginning, you saw our disclaimer. We're not as experts. I cannot say that word, expert. We're not experts, but we just love God and we love each other. And we're hoping that, as Pastor Hubby said, that we're hoping that we can give you the benefit of the things that we've learned in our journey. And we're still learning. So,
oh, man, every day is a learning opportunity.
Every day is a school day.
Yes. Okay, grow older and get wiser, hopefully.
You hope.
As they say, growing old is mandatory, but getting wiser is optional. But we know this is a biggie when it comes to marriage. Yes. The faithfulness battle. Yeah. And this is actually the second leading cause of divorce. Finance is actually number 1. So
you know they both start with F.
Right.
And oftentimes we fail in it.
Yeah. And they usually run pretty close together. So
this is true.
You don't hear a lot about the finances. You always hear about the infidelity. But finance is actually leading cause. But this is a major obstacle always. And the only way you can overcome unfaithfulness is if God is really in the marriage.
Absolutely.
And leading you to walk in forgiveness and striving to be all you can be, in God. Amen. So our foundational scripture for tonight comes from Hebrews 13:4. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed is kept pure. That faithfulness. For God will judge the adulterer and the sexual immoral.
Absolutely. And what I like about this, it says that marriage should be honored by all. So what that tells me is that those who, if you're not married, you should honor those that are married. Okay? Because some people, and I hate to say it, let's just keep it 100. There are certain people that only go after people who are married, because the thing is, they look at you get all the benefits without the headaches.
Amen.
Just saying. That's what I heard. That's what I heard the people say.
That's what the people say. They say they ain't got to worry about them nagging. They get their benefits and they send them on the way.
Yes, I see you next time.
Yeah.
At our scheduled time.
At our schedule, yeah, absolutely. But faithfulness is so important because we serve a faithful God. So why shouldn't He require us as His people to be faithful to one another?
Absolutely.
Definitely an attribute of God. And if you're saying you're a Christian and to be Christ-like, to be God-like, you must show faithfulness. And marriage is right there next to God's heart as He portrays marriage as Him and Christ and the church. So they walk hand in hand. So there's no reason to say we don't understand what God is talking about.
Exactly. And the thing is, I feel like, God is not, if you're not faithful, how can He bless that? If you're not being faithful, you stood before Him and your family and your friends before God and said, to death do us part, I'm going to honor you, all this other stuff. So how can He bless something that you violate?
And God cannot go against His word. It is what it is. Like a lot of people think God cursed you or whatever. No, God put it in black and white. Whatever choice you make, there's a consequence with that choice, whether it's good and bad. Way back in Deuteronomy, He said, I set before you life and death. And then He said, choose life and live. He told you which one, but we still choose the other more often than not.
Yeah.
And the Bible tells us in Psalms that he that covers his sin shall not prosper. That's why he said, if you're unfaithful, of course you're going to try to hide that and cover it. But like you said, God can't bless it.
That's right.
If you're
That's
covering
it.
up, God cannot bless it. You know, if you don't do right, you don't get the good blessing. If you do, you know, vice versa, wrong, you get the wrong outcome. Good, you get the good outcome.
Exactly.
So,
It's real simple. Why would we complicate stuff?
Because that's just the way we want
It's our human nature.
It's sin nature.
Sin nature.
Amen. It was very easy before Adam and Eve ate the fruit and gained the knowledge of good and evil. So, and that's what God was saying. The devil saying, God know we'll become like him, knowing good and evil. You know, as soon as they ate the fruit, you know, they hid themselves. And God calls Adam, where art thou? He said, I heard your voice and hear you like. And he said, I knew I was naked. He said, well, who told you you were naked? Yeah, I'm looking around. Ain't nobody else around here. Who told you? You know when you right or wrong. Ain't nobody got to tell you when you're right or wrong.
Said, what'd you say? If you can harm, you can hear.
Yeah, amen. Somebody call you and come on,
you heard me.
So faithfulness is very, very, very important. We can't stress that enough. But if you be faithful in the small things, it'll become easy to be faithful in the large things.
And you know what? The older you get, I don't know, but you're just tired.
Amen.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here like, you just be tired. Like, anybody got time for all of that? See, that's the thing I don't understand. It's like people, you know, they come together, you invest all this time, this energy and effort, and you want to go out there outside of your marriage for what probably is a brief moment in time and destroy all the things that you've invested in your marriage. That to me is just, that makes no sense to me.
It don't. And when it comes to that, I mean, it's simple enough. If you have no intention of doing right, you can stay single and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So don't mess up somebody else's life, waste their time, their energy, and their resources. They thinking they building something, you still living a single life.
There you go.
No, you don't have to do that.
It's like, just let me go. It's like, yeah, it'll probably hurt like the Dickens, but if you feel like you got to go out there, set me free. You know, I can't. I can't comprehend that, especially when you've been in marriage for a while and you know what you go through and you know how that blood, sweat, and tears oftentimes. Why would you go out there? There ain't nothing out there. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing you left. It's still out there. But a lot of people gonna sit here and they're gonna look at this video and they're gonna say, well, it's easy for them to say they was raised in church. And I'm saying it's no easier for church people than it is for people that don't call themselves Christian, because the enemy comes at all of us.
Absolutely.
But you have decided to make a conscious decision to do right by God,
and it's a decision.
Right by your mate, and do right by your family. Like you say, now you got investment. You get a couple of kids, fool around, get a house, and you got stuff tied up. That is an investment.
It's an investment, absolutely. And that's the thing. And what kills me is that people that to me, a lot of foolishness happen in the church.
Amen. Absolutely.
So it's like, don't get it misunderstood.
Right.
The same people that out in that street, they come up in the church house. It's everybody ain't coming.
That's right.
To hear the word. Okay. So, you know, let's just keep it real.
That's right.
You know, but once again, like you said, being faithful like any of this, it's about a choice you make, because no one is above being tempted. No one is, especially if you're going through some rough times or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, you got to ask God, if you're feeling weak in your spirit or whatever, then you need to go to God deeper in prayer.
And one thing about the Bible tell us to avoid.
Yes.
You know, when
and that gets into the meat of it, y'all.
You got to learn to avoid. Like you said, there's certain atmosphere, certain places.
That's right.
And certain people, you know, you just can't be around if you haven't got the strength from God to overcome them.
Yeah.
And God said this is why he loved up Job, because he avoided evil. You know, when he saw the present, he went the other way.
You go the other way.
Yeah. Why put myself in that situation? If Satan tempted Jesus, who are we?
That's right.
So none of us above temptation. Remember, the sin is not in being tempted. The sin is giving in to the temptation.
Right.
So, you know, that's just being human. So don't beat yourself up when the temptation comes. But if God give you the strength, you know, say, thank God I got away from that, you know, because like those things, nothing just happened. It takes an effort. So,
Okay, that's what I said. It just happened. It just happened.
no,
My Aunt Sally. You know that ain't just happened.
no, it takes an effort.
It takes an effort, and people will try. You guys, please understand. People will try you. They will try your marriage. If they even think, oh, so they think they got it like that. Oh, let me do X, Y, and Z. Because unfortunately, people are like that. That's just a reality of it. It's the reality because everybody ain't saved. Everybody ain't trying to live righteous or whatever you want to call it. Some folks just want, they don't care nothing about you. They just want to mess up what you have because they're not happy with where they are, or just to see it like, you know what? I had him one time. I had her one time. I know what it takes. All I got to do, let me call them. Let me text them. Let me just show up over there. You know, yeah. The game is real.
Temptation is real. So you
absolutely
be real with yourself. Like
absolutely.
I say, you cannot overcome what you're not willing to confront.
That's right.
So you know your weakness, you know your strength. So just be on guard at all
there
times.
There you go.
And talking about faithfulness, if something do happen, it's going to take forgiveness for the marriage to move on.
That's right.
And this is why I love Galatians 6:1 says, if a brother be overtaken in a fault, this is a bonus, it's not in the book. You which are spiritual, restore such a one in the meekness of the spirit. And this is the part I love. He said, consider yourself.
That's right.
Lest you be tempted also. So you might be up to date, so don't put nobody down.
There you go.
For what they failed through yesterday. Cause your day coming.
Your day coming. You better hope it don't, but you definitely.
Oh, it's gonna come.
It's like you gonna have
everybody got
tested.
a day. Everybody get tested. And the Bible said the trying of your faith worketh patience. Amen. Don't think something strange might happen unto you. There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
There's nobody walked this earth having been tempted.
That's right.
And it was only one they said was perfect. Now it's the Son,
there
the Savior, Jesus Christ.
And y'all, that's just the reality
that's the
of
word.
It. That, and it's just the accept it. But here's the thing, the reason why we came up with this guide as a strategy, because we know it's out there. It's like the enemy, his whole point is to steal, kill, and destroy. And he know that this is one of the areas that he can destroy marriages. He knows it's too easy. It's too simple because, like you said, everybody gets tempted. He come at your weakest point and want to throw something at you.
Yeah.
So it's like this is. Make no mistake about it. It is a battle that every couple will have to be on guard for. Point blank and the period. I don't care who you are. I don't care bishop, tutor, whoever. Man, woman, the enemy is busy.
And that's where the glue to the marriage is actually made during the hard times.
Yeah.
Anybody can be lovey-dovey and everything gonna win, all the bills paid, the children acting right, the bank account straight, ain't nothing wrong. But that devil, he ain't gonna come at you when you're at your strongest. He just wait. Okay, you're gonna slip. An argument around the corner.
Exactly.
And that person is there to always have a lending there. Yeah, you ain't got to put up with that child.
Yeah. What? You always got somebody want to offer you something.
Yes, so I mean, you don't know what they putting up to stay where they at, but they quick to tell you I wouldn't put up with that.
But I love this one. You know, you really don't have to deal with that. I would never do that. That's when y'all know something. Y'all need to keep those out your business. That co-worker, that friend or whatever. Y'all.
But
it's real.
Faithfulness is a command. If you want to read that.
Okay. Faithfulness is a commandment given by God to maintain honor in a marriage. Any sexual relationships outside of the marriage will be judged by God.
Because it's just flat wrong.
It's just wrong.
So if there was no order and purpose to marriage, why would God ordain us to get married? He just let us run around and do whatever we want, and it's all good. Keep on living and let live. But that is a serious commitment, and it means something to God, and it should mean something when you decide to say, this is the one I want to spend my life with, because I know what's out there. I'm tired of the game.
Absolutely.
I want something that's going to last.
That's
you
right.
know, I done found the one that treats me right, got kids. We got something we building a future. Not I'm just wondering when you going to call me and when we going to get together and what I can get out of this. No.
Yeah, that's it. You just get to a point, especially because we got together later, and it's just, I was at a point where I was just tired. I was just tired of the rigmarole, and it's like, look, Been there, done that. I ain't about to got time for all of that. It's too much of an effort. I'm sorry, it's too much of an effort. But the thing is, when you get married, there is a commitment. You make it as a choice. You don't just people. I think sometimes they just take it too lightly, and they don't realize that there is a struggle. There are things that's working against you from day one.
Absolutely.
And so when you get to that point where you get on your high horse, where it's like, oh, I got this on lock. Oh, with it, it's like. Mistake. Okay.
And let me put this out there, and we all grown. When the rubber hits the road, things are not right. Let me just tell you, the bedroom will not keep a marriage.
Give me some, Pastor Hubby.
If that's the case, there would be no divorce.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, it was not. As a matter of fact, when thing is going wrong, that's probably one of the last things
you want to do. Thank you.
Because you worry about this and that, and that's just.
Boy, you said something right there. We should have put that in that book. We should have put that in the book.
And let me also say this. Make sure you're getting married for the right reason.
Absolutely.
You have understanding of what marriage is about, the commitment it takes. And I pray that you're a Christian and you understand that it is well pleased with God. As the Bible says, you know, a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And this is the part I love. You say, and obtain favor from God, because it is God ordained.
Absolutely.
So you're in a good place just by being married. If you honor that, you never know what God can do for you.
That's right.
And He wants us to walk together. He says, so that our prayers do not be hindered. So it matters to God. So that's a serious commitment.
Yeah.
That's like God said, that's making a vow. But He says better to not make a vow and not pay it. He said, I'd rather you don't do it than if you make a vow, you please pay your vow, because God does not honor you if you don't keep your vow. So that's a serious thing with God. Marriage is right there next to God's heart, and faithfulness is a must. You know, to be a Christian and to move into marriage. And let me say this, I was going to get to, I led into it by getting married for the right reason. Don't get married for religion. Don't get married for church folk. Get married because it's right.
Yeah.
I was there. I got married at 18. Had no business than a man on the moon being married. I didn't know who I was, talking about taking care of somebody else. But because here I am, a young man, 17, had a child on the way. Soon I turned 18, the church said, y'all need to get married.
Yeah.
So it can look right pretty much. And only to, you know, mess up 15 years of my life and her life. You know, I'm talking about keeping it real.
Yeah. And that's what this is about.
False pretenses. And that's what we want to say. We want to give you nuggets so you don't have to make some of the mistakes we make. You know, and religion and tradition has messed up a lot of folks.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're Christ-like.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and you really do, and it comes back to making sure you're under godly counsel.
Absolutely. Make sure you get some good
counseling. And people that go late. Now, there's no, you know, and the thing is, like, just speaking to your situation, and I'm sure that in their mind, they were counseling you properly, because it's like, y'all get married, this is what you're supposed to do. But the thing about it is like at 18, and not saying, because there are people who got married young and have sustained the test of time, but oftentimes, unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way. So people need to be realistic about what marriage is and the commitment that it takes when those hard times hit. Because when you're getting married that young, like you said, you're still growing up. You still learning. There are things you haven't experienced yet.
What do you think? I graduated in June, got married in September, and my wife still had another year of school. With the pressure of a kid coming to school, and then here we try
your children,
finances.
Your babies. I'm sitting here thinking like you. Okay, 17.
But the church say,
Because at 17, I was in college. I didn't know my head from my behind.
Absolutely.
And talking about being a wife and a mother. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's like that. It's like the weight of it. And of course, now we're looking at it because we're older.
Always
absolutely.
It seemed right back then. But now we have matured and walked it out and learned some things and failed at some things like. God, it got to be a better way to get your people to that place. And divine order, not for religious sake or the view of what people going to think. Because people going to talk regardless.
Yeah.
People, you really, they didn't know she was pregnant. You just got married here. A few months later, she got a baby. Oh, they can't count. Come on, somebody.
I know.
But,
And
you
listen,
know,
but I have to think that that was the whole thing. Is like, this is what you're supposed to do.
to
But
do right.
that's our whole point here is about that. When you get married, get into godly counsel and try to and really take this word and see what it really means and how you should apply it. To talk about commitment, what that means. And oftentimes people can tell you all day long, but the biggest thing, having that maturity to know that once you get it, it's going to be some stuff that's going to come at you. And when it comes at you, is it going to bring you together or is it going to draw you apart? So your best thing is you better make sure your foundation is solid, because life is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Even the folks on the best circumstances who went on, got a career before they got married, then they had the 2.2 children and the dog and all that, and they still got issues too. So it's just, our biggest thing is just know what, at least get the best information you can.
Absolutely.
Pray to God. Make that commitment as to this is what we're going to do together. We're going to do this battle together.
That's right. So, and before we move into our weapon, I just like to throw this out there that it's very few marriages that haven't had, you know, especially young, early on, that anybody been married any given amount of time, done went through some stuff.
Yes,
you know, if them people just sit down and told you the gospel, as they say, the truth, you'll realize, like, wow, okay, it's not just me. They done been, nobody be together for a while without being faithful. I'm not just talking about on so many levels. They were committed. Yeah. First of all, they was committed to God.
Yes.
Because it would have been easy to walk away from that person with what was done isn't like, but because I made a vow to God, I'm gonna stick this out with you.
Yes.
God, if like you said, if you get
that vertical,
God will level out the horizontal.
That's right.
Put God first, and He can keep it even when there's a mistake.
There you go.
So, but the greatest weapon we can come up with is to avoid it. We talked about it. Avoidance.
I don't care where you are, what level you think you are. And the thing about it is, why do you even want to be tested in there? If you already know you struggle in some areas, why even go there? You know what I mean? Why even? I mean,
if
to me,
you know
that's
you're
not
trying
even,
to recover from alcohol. Why you gonna go sit up at the
bar?
It's that simple.
It's like some stuff just common sense, and that's why I said I don't buy that. It just happened.
No.
I'm sorry. No, I ain't buying that. That one right there, they need to just kill that one. It just have done that because it takes an effort.
It takes effort. It takes plan. And I told y'all this, and I'll just tell you, I remember a song used to play, say, called "Cheating in the Next Room." Talking softly on the telephone, making plans to go out and do wrong.
Making plans.
You got to make plans. You just gonna wake up and go out in the street and what? I was just on my way to work. Next thing I know, I was in the hotel.
Yeah, y'all. So stop that. Don't even insult anybody with a lie like that.
Yeah, especially yourself.
Exactly. Don't.
Yeah. So, but by all means, avoid the very appearance of evil when you know, and you know there are certain people from your past and all that. You already know. Nobody have to tell you.
Right.
You know, the only person know you better than you is God.
That's right.
So you can't blame nobody but yourself.
Absolutely.
When the bottom fall out. But avoid it by all means. And you know, things do happen when you sit down. People will just roll up on you.
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. But the thing is, once again, it comes down to the choice. Right. Now, if you choose to go down that route, you're going to have to deal with it.
That's right.
And that's the thing, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? That's know, because here I'm going to tell y'all something. It's like, before I met my husband, you know, you have relationships and all of that. And I was investigator numero uno. But I got to the point before I met him, I had asked God, I asked him, you know, I just said, Lord, if you don't do it, it don't get done. So when I did get into a relationship with my husband, it was like, I didn't have the energy nor the desire to check. It's like, look here. You're going to do what you're going to do. That's I ain't finna go look for it. Right. But if the thing presented to myself, then we're going to deal with the piper. We're going to deal with it.
And it will. If you stand faithful to God in due time, God will reveal it. You don't have to go chasing, looking for.
Nobody got energy for that.
9 times out of 10, if you go looking for something, the enemy gonna give you
something.
So
Absolutely,
you
whether
gonna,
it's true or not. He'll make it look so have you crazy.
yes, sir. You just stand across the room and you can have a whole story.
Yeah.
And when it come out, it ain't nothing like you thought it was. I mean, but the very appearance, he can give you, he'll paint you a picture.
That's right.
Now. So don't go looking, because you will.
The Battlefield of the Mind, that book that Joyce Myers wrote, is like the battlefield of the mind.
So he plant that seed, and if you don't pluck it up, it'll grow into a big oak tree. And then you got a problem trying to dig it up when you get 100 years old with your mind, But avoidance, our supported scripture comes from 1 Corinthians 7:2. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man shall have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman with her own husband. How much straighter can it be than that?
I know.
It ain't no in between.
No.
No guesswork. We ain't beating around the bush. It's too late in the game to be playing games.
Absolutely.
And beating around the bush. We gotta keep it real and trying to keep your marriage together and trying to give you a healthy life and pleasing God.
Yes. First and foremost, and that's the thing. And to me, that is the best weapon, is that your love for God and trying to, like our churches, be Christ-like. What would Jesus do? You know what I mean? It's like, it's so simple, but I know people struggle just like anything else. And we're not, trying to minimize, because people have real strongholds.
Absolutely.
And struggle. But see, the thing is, you have that.
That's right.
You have it. So you have to go deeper and stronger. You have to pray and fast, ask God to help you through that. So just don't try to play with. My thing is, this is one of the things you don't play with.
That's it.
You don't play with it.
You can't take coals in your chest and you be not burned. You can't walk upon hot coals and your feet be not burned.
That's right.
You want to learn how dangerous this thing is, man? Just go read Proverbs, Solomon, and he'll just let you know. And the Bible says, many strong have been brought down, but you cannot beat that temptation. So the best thing to do is avoid it.
Just avoid it.
Just stay away from it.
Just say no. Just say no.
It is a drug.
It is a drug.
It's addictive. And that's why they call strongholds.
Strongholds. That's right.
They are not easily broken. So it's like any other thing. Sooner we talk about addiction, all people want to think about alcohol and drugs, but anything can be a stronghold.
And that's the reason we said, one of the things with our strategy guide, we wanted to give, people weapons to use. And the weapon, like we said, is avoidance. But one of the things we said, well, how do you use these weapons? And what we said for avoidance, we said that infidelity doesn't just happen. We've said that. It takes effort to enter into a compromising situation that would jeopardize the sacred union of a marriage. Make no mistake about it. It will jeopardize your marriage.
Yes, sir.
Why would you even? That's the question. With everything else you have going on, just trying to be a couple, why introduce that into it? I mean, because you will damage it. I'm sorry. It is, the bottom line is, because for me, and I can only speak for me, once you do that, it is to confirm that you betrayed a trust to me. Now, the reality of it is, coming back from that, only God would know.
Yeah.
Only God would know. It's just the bottom line.
And only God can keep you. Like you say, you can decide to forgive him, but that trust is hard. It takes, you can mess it up in 5 minutes, and it can take you 20 years to build it back up.
If you build it back up. And it won't be the same.
No, it
won't be the same.
So.
And temptations are everywhere. Okay? And no one. We repeat. No one is above being tempted.
Elders, mothers, missionary, evangelist, I don't care what title, how long you've been
if you human,
if you're on this side of the grass, temptation will come. Nobody's above
it. Okay? As a married couple, you must keep away from circumstances that will damage your relationship. Like I said, make no mistake about it. You will damage your relationship. You have to ask, is it worth that collateral damage?
Yeah.
Is it worth it? You got too much invested. If nothing else, it's for selfish reasons. It's like, man, I done put all this blood, sweat, and I'm finna give it up for this joker. I'm sorry. And if you want to go because you want to do that for her, I pack your bags. I'm just like gonna keep it 100 with y'all. It's as simple as that. Some people have come back from it when that introduced itself. They have come back from it, and that's wonderful and fantastic. But my thing is, don't test it. That's the reason avoiding is your best thing. That's the only thing I can say. Avoid it, because it's one of those things that I just don't even want to have to deal with. Yeah. I don't want to have to deal with. It's enough stuff going on in life that they have to deal with that foolishness. It's just, to me, that's foolishness for me. So, but that, yeah, faithfulness and finances are two of the top. Two hitter quitters that'll knock a relationship out
of the box,
out of the
range. That's that one hitter quitter, as you say, for so many people.
For so many, so that tells you right there that it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
It's like boxing. It might be scheduled for 12, but that could be that one hitter quitter.
One hitter quitter.
You go out for TKO, you out there. For so many people, it's just that simple. And other marriages have went on the distance.
Yeah.
Even after that, one day was days in rock.
Yep.
But they got back.
And God can do it. Don't get it. You just need to know who you are, what your relationship is, and the thing is you have to just pray. You have to pray that won't be something that you have to deal with. People have come back. It happens, y'all. That's just life. Don't be naive to think that is not a reality.
And I've heard so many people make this mistake. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a mistake because you want to have confidence in your mate and your spouse. But I've heard people, oh no, my wife would never do that. My husband, they are human.
They're human.
Don't put them on the high shelf. The higher you place them, that means that's a hard fall.
Absolutely.
And the only thing can keep them is God.
That's right.
But everybody wants that confidence. And once again, Proverbs say, a good woman, her husband's heart is trusting in her. She make him happy with him, but if she make him shame, the Bible says she rotten to his bones. It's no good.
Right.
But that trust is so, you just don't realize how valuable it is until it's too late.
There you go.
They say you can't miss your water till the well runs dry. So drink water out your own well so it don't run dry. Enjoy the fruit of your marriage.
Okay, that was a good one.
But I'm a little special, but I keep it real where I can relate to it.
There you go. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to keep you on the straight and narrow and keep your house in order.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fruit of your marriage, and you'll be blessed by God.
But you know what, y'all? That was a good segue. Actually, it really wasn't a good segue, but he said keeping your house in order. So this gonna be a shameless plug for this other. Our second guide. We were talking about finances. That's another one of those things that will destroy a marriage. And just other things that people don't think about, practical things in life. This is your spiritual, this is your strategy guide to establish your foundation. This right here is when you in this thing. This book where we talk about, and actually it says that life happens to everyone. Are you prepared? If not, get prepared now. So we actually, after we get finished with this guide, can y'all see that? Yeah. We're going to jump into this and start talking about the things that we've instituted and implemented in our relationship, because we want to get and keep our house in order. And it takes effort to get your house in order. People think this stuff just happened overnight. No, you got to approach your marriage like, I hate to say it, but it like a business.
It is, yeah, absolutely. You have to plan.
You've got to plan and prepare.
And so many of those things, but like you say, we have learned from experience.
Yes,
and we have always watched other people go through that wasn't prepared. And we have said we don't want to be caught off guard like that. And life happens to everybody. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. You can be fit as a fiddle today.
That's right.
And tomorrow, you're not here. Our life is but a vapor. We talking about being real people.
Yes.
We know about being spiritual and all that.
Right.
And planning for the future, but you got to live right now and be prepared if tomorrow don't come for one of you.
That's right.
And that's what we're trying to do. The Bible says his people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And then we just trying to give people practical knowledge that wasn't given to us.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things we sat on the churches, went on, they never taught, and we're just trying to help better prepare our people, especially the younger generation, the generation next. As we do better, we want to empower the next generation to do better. You know, and that's what legacy is about, building upon what somebody left you.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want to do. You want to leave this world, your family, your community, your church in a better state than when you came in it.
And that's the thing, is like there are things that we didn't know, but there are also things that we did know we took advantage of too. So there's a combination of these things, of things that we knew because someone told us and showed us, so we want to pass that on because we've actually benefited from it. And there are things that we just had to learn, like that OJT, on the job training. So we put some of that wisdom in this book as well. So I think we've come to I think we've actually exceeded our time this time, honey.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we better wrap this thing up.
It's all good.
But once again, guys, please like this video. If you've been with us this time and you clicked on this video, thank you so much. We don't take it lightly that you spent your time with us. Like it, share it with someone, and also consider subscribing to this channel. And once again, another thing is you can get this little 6x6 strategy guide on our website, which is across the bottom of this screen somewhere. You can get that on our website. You can also get it in an ebook, and also Get Your House in Order is going to be on the website soon, and we'll have it in a paperback as well as an ebook too. I think that's going to be it. So you think so? You think we covered it?
I think that's enough for this week.
You think so?
Yeah, we got much more to come.
So until next time.